Welcome to the Explainer. You know, right now, there is a massive technological earthquake quietly rumbling right beneath our digital feet. We're talking about Q-Day. Basically, this is the exact moment when quantum computers become powerful enough to just completely shatter the encryption that protects, well, practically everything in our modern world. And, as we're about to see, the timeline for this event is accelerating way, way faster than anyone originally anticipated. So let's just dive right into this with a question that honestly might keep you up at night. Is your most guarded secret already stolen? Because of how data is actively being harvested across global networks right now, the theft of your most sensitive information, whether we're talking about corporate intellectual property, personal medical records, or highly sensitive financial data, it may have already happened. The hackers are literally just waiting for the right key to open the vault. To help us wrap our heads around all this and figure out how to adapt, here's our roadmap for today. We'll cover 1. The quantum countdown. 2. Harvest now, decrypt later. 3. Telecom and cellular vulnerability. 4. The financial network threat. And finally, 5. The post-quantum solution. All right, part 1, the quantum countdown, 2029. Now, for years, the experts kind of thought breaking encryption would require millions of qubits, the basic unit of quantum information. That assumption safely put Q-Day decades away. But recent breakthroughs have completely changed the math here. A paper from Google Quantum AI, teaming up with researchers from Caltech, demonstrated some incredible new error correction techniques. And what that means is we might only need around 10,000 qubits to get the job done. Actually, because of this massive reduction in required hardware, Google has accelerated its own internal infrastructure migration timeline to 2029. So the threat just moved from someday to years, not decades. To put that into perspective, think of our current encryption stuff, like RSA and ECC algorithms, like a super tough combination lock. A classical computer would have to guess the combinations one by one, taking literally billions of years to crack it. But a quantum computer running what's known as Shor's algorithm, it acts more like a magical pickpocket. It explores vast numbers of possibilities all at the exact same time, bypassing that lock in mere minutes or hours. It completely redefines what is computationally possible. Moving right along to Section 2, Harvest Now, Decrypt Later. So what is Harvest Now, Decrypt Later, or HNDL for short? It basically means adversaries absolutely do not need a quantum computer today to threaten your data today. They are simply scooping up your encrypted traffic right now and stashing it in a massive digital warehouse. When Q-Day actually arrives, they'll just retroactively decrypt it. The really scary part is that the structural damage happens at the exact moment of interception. I mean, you can't recall a stolen diplomatic cable or unbreach a medical record from 5 years ago, right? It's a terrifyingly simple 3-step process, really. Step 1, intercept the data in transit. Step 2, store it in bulk indefinitely. Data storage is incredibly cheap nowadays, and nation-states are hoarding petabytes of our internet traffic. Step 3, decrypt on Q-Day. Essentially, any data encrypted today that needs to remain a secret for more than a few years is already fundamentally exposed if it's traveling over standard networks. Okay, part 3. Telecom and cellular vulnerability. The core of this telecom crisis is what we call the lifespan trap. Think about it. The telecommunications equipment supporting our 5G and eventually 6G networks is designed to operate out in the field for a good 20 to 30 years. But right now, today, this gear is being deployed using cryptography that is absolutely going to be broken by quantum computers long before the hardware itself is retired. We are physically building networks that are going to outlive their own security. And guys, this isn't just about a single vulnerable wire somewhere. It's the whole shebang, the entire stack. The cellular layers at risk include your SIM cards, 5G core networks, VPNs, authentication servers, and even the very systems that push software updates. Migrating all of this to quantum-safe standards is a monumental undertaking. It requires a massive, carefully coordinated update across the entire telecommunications ecosystem to achieve what we call crypto agility. That's the ability to swap out encryption algorithms as threats evolve without having to physically rip out the hardware. Which brings us to Section 4, the financial network threat. $2 to $3.3 trillion. Just let that number sink in for a second. According to a study highlighted by the Citi Institute, that is the estimated U.S. GDP risk from a single-day quantum attack on just one major top 5 U.S. bank's access to the Fedwire payment system. That represents a 10 to 17% decline in U.S. GDP overnight. The contagion effect of a quantum breach wouldn't just be isolated to one bank. It would rapidly cascade through the entire global economy. The City Institute hit the nail on the head when they noted that the economic and operational implications of these quantum attacks are dangerously broad. And this extends deeply into the world of cryptocurrency and blockchains too. You see, most public blockchains rely entirely on elliptic curve cryptography for their digital signatures. A quantum computer wouldn't just steal data, it could derive a wallet's private key directly from its public key. That allows attackers to just forge signatures and drain funds, posing a literal existential threat to the immutability of those decentralized networks. Finally, Section 5, the post-quantum solution. Let's talk about how we fix this. Enter post-quantum cryptography, or PQC. Basically, these are entirely new encryption methods based on mind-bendingly complex mathematical problems, like lattices in high-dimensional spaces. The beauty of PQC is that unlike quantum key distribution, which requires highly specialized hardware, PQC algorithms can actually run on our existing classical hardware. It can often be deployed as a network layer overlay, meaning you can update your security via software without having to rip out your existing legacy infrastructure. A real game changer. So how exactly do organizations get crypto-agile right now? Well, there are a few steps. First up, run a cryptographic discovery so you find out exactly where your vulnerabilities live. Second, don't wait for that audit to finish. Start a focused pilot in parallel. For instance, Banco Sabadell ran a pilot on their customer-facing infrastructure with zero downtime. Really impressive stuff. Third, pick a flexible network layer solution. And fourth, deploy hybrid algorithms. That means layering the new post-quantum math right over your traditional classical encryption to ensure you have broad, immediate protection. Now, the time to act is being dictated by a rapidly closing federal window. The National Institute of Standards and Technology finalized the very first PQC standards in 2024. By 2027, the NSA prohibits new non-quantum resistant tech for national security systems. Jump to 2030, and current encryption standards are officially deprecated. And by 2035, the U.S. government mandates full quantum-resistant infrastructure. If organizations wait to migrate, they're going to be forced to do it in an expensive, chaotic emergency rather than smoothly on their own schedule.
Which leaves us with this final thought. Because of that harvest now, decrypt later strategy we talked about, this threat isn't just in the future. It literally began the moment you encrypted your long-term data. Your data's clock is already ticking. So I'll leave you with this question to ponder. Is your network ready for Q-Day? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and until next time, stay curious and stay secure.